Welcome to the Super Facts Show on the Super Facts Network. Featuring St. Laz, who also hosts the popular web series Gem Pop and music journalist Mark Walter Ward. They have discussions about hip hop, culture, society, philosophy, and everything else. Now available on YouTube and wherever else you get your podcasts. What up, world? This is Super Facts Show. Your boy Mark Walter Ward, Super Facts Network. Today we got one of my favorite MCs ever, Prospect Penz. You might know him from the Cameron Double Disc, Public Enemy, not the Aura Gang, When Animals Attack, numerous guest appearances, and he just linked up with my man Just Rich Gates to be doing some work with Slime Set and JCE. Thanks for joining us, and how you doing tonight, brother?
Yo, I'm doing fabulous, man. Thanks for having me and thanks for that intro, man. Shout out to everybody that's on overtime. Shout out to everybody in Dipset time, Slime Set, everybody. My man Just Rich Gates, you already know. And like I said again, thanks for having me.
Oh, no doubt. So before we got on, I said I was gonna tell you a story. So like back in the day, I was one of them cats. I'm from the DC area, and all we had was go-go, really. Like you couldn't find clue tapes and shit. So I used to go up to New York to cop mixtapes, catch the little Amtrak Express. It wouldn't stop. It'd be a 40 round trip. And I just get on the subway, and you might have to go to Queens to find some of that like Ty Nitti, Infamous Mob shit. Or you might have to go to Bronx to find some Terror Squad shit, like some big pun shit you never get. Or you go up to Harlem and get, even before Dipset, the K Slays, and you can get like Clue wherever. But I would stay doing that. So then I got nabbed up, did a little stretch, and when I came home, the internet was popping, and I thought that shit was weird as shit, because when you be in the penitentiary, you ain't used to like taking pictures and showing yourself off. You trying to stay low. So I ain't never have no MySpace page, but I've been the biggest. Like, I don't think Cameron's the best rapper, but he's been my favorite rapper. So I think Scarface is the best ever. That's neither here nor there. But so I used a computer for the first time in my life to download Public Enemy, right? The jump that you on. And so the story about you is I listened, that shit was so good. Like, I still can't believe that was some free shit. But so the story about you, when we be in the car and we used to give people rides to work all the time, me and my wife, and if a motherfucker would talk too much, I put it on your poem song where you be like, growing up in a broken household. Because no matter what, a motherfucker will shut up and listen to that song. And it worked every single time. If somebody was talking too much, I just hit that joint and everybody shut the fuck up. and then they'd always be like, who is that?
Right. Yo, wait. So look, wait. Now you said Scarface is, wait. First off, shout out to Todd Nitti. You already know Queens fan, Queensbridge. You already know North Carolina, all of that. And then shout out to Killer. I gotta bring this back to that story that you was just talking about, that freestyle. So I just want to give you an insight on how that came about a little bit. And shout out to MySpace, because that's where I got my first like avenue to get like linking with everybody that I needed to get to. So boom, I'm in Killer House and we recording Public Enemy. And I recorded most of the music already. And after the fact, I said, yo, Killer, that's not the only lane that I could go. I got something else. So he's smoking his Black and Miles, and we sitting there, and he like, yo, let me hit. So I spit that same joint that you talking about, and immediately he just was, before I could finish, he just stopped me and was like, no, go in the booth and lay that down right now. Told the engineer, I believe it was Schizo. Shout out to Schizo, phenomenal producer of all time to me. Yep. Legendary guy is, and he's multi-talented. That guy is. So he told me to go in there and record it right there with no beat. So I found it was odd. And I didn't, this dude Killer is a genius. And sure enough, it came the same way y'all guys pretty much heard that tape is the same way how I heard it. Like I pretty much bought my tape like that. I didn't know it was gonna come out.
Yeah, I think it like debuted on XXL if I remember correctly.
It did.
And I remember that shit took forever to download.
Yeah, I think he had like 40 some songs on it. So, and I heard it on the radio for the first time. I heard myself because he put me on the single. It was called the What the Bum Bum song. And,
yeah. I know that one.
Yeah. That one I heard on the radio, and the Glitter song. And then So what else? It featured on the New York Times for the first time a major artist took a chance on a protege that has never been out and gave me that much limelight. So I salute him for that. And
Hey, let me ask you something honestly.
yeah,
Well, I mean, I'm always honest, and I got the impression that you are too.
that's a fact.
Think about what I'm saying before you formulate this, because I might not say it right at first. It seemed to me that when you get, I've watched your interviews because I've always hunted down your music. Like I know you put some shit on Dat Piff a couple 2 or 3 years ago. This fucking fire. So I'd watch your interviews, right?
Yeah.
And it seemed to me that the people interviewing you are supposedly friends of hip hop, but it was like they was always trying to steer you into saying something negative about Cam. And I always wondered, how can you be a friend of hip hop if you're trying to, not only are you trying to get musicians to beef with each other, but if you actually know what goes on, and I mean, saying in the hood sounds so fucking cliche, but if you know,
Right.
if you know what happens in places where it's active, if you get people beefing with each other, you're not just doing something irresponsibly, music wise. There's a lot more to that, and people can end up dying behind that shit.
Yo, you know what? It's so I just gotta give you all praises to you because like you really hit that, and I'm gonna take my time to say this, like you said, you pinpoint that like transparently, and I'm gonna say also to give some credit to the people that I was doing interviews with. I would say that for the most part, I didn't do interviews with any. It doesn't matter, but it do a little bit matter, I believe, because sex should not play a part in it. I didn't no male interview, and I'm gonna bring that up. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to be sexist in it. I just, if you know, I never got interviewed by anybody like a male, and the female. Shout out to everybody that I did interviews with. I would say, like you say, you gotta be a fan of hip hop first, no bias to anything, and I wasn't media ready either. So when I would go into these interviews, I didn't know what to expect, and I know that sometimes controversy, I know for a fact, it always does. It boosts your ratings. Me going into those interviews, I wasn't looking for a ratings boost or anything. I was just trying to go in there and be as real as I could, and so that's how I was viewing it. And yeah, you're right. It was like I was dodging raindrops and stuff, like because things go how it is, and
I
yeah,
just never liked that shit, because like at the end of the day, you're gonna have a body of work and you're gonna be known for it, right? So
right.
so do I want to be known as the motherfucker that was always instigating shit to get attention? Or do I want to be known as the cat who knew about music, who the artist respected my opinion, who people could come to my show and know that they're gonna get good conversations or good music recommendations when they read my articles or whatever,
Yo, listen, this is what I think. I think anytime you get into what do you call it? You call it journalism and blogging. You should really do your homework. You should become a fan of the person first. Like for instance, I like boxing. So even basketball right now they playing. I don't have bias to any team. I just want to see a good team. I mean a good game.
Game, yep.
You know what I mean? I'm not like that. And even I could relate to when you was looking through the source magazines, looking in the back of the magazine. But like remember they had the fake jury in the back of the magazine that
Oh yeah.
you could order from and shit. I used to look at all of the ratings, the stories. I was a true hip hop fan. Tear it up, put it on my walls, all of that. And then it's like if when you get somebody on your platform, like you said, this media is a dangerous tool. And for a long time, like things got hot like that. Just based off of other people's opinions. And one thing in that scenario, because life takes its turns, however it could go, and you could from the outside, you don't know how it was like. Besides the music, besides the fact that you don't see two parties working all the time. If you compare it to family, you could have two brothers. You ain't gonna chill with both of them all the time. You might chill with one, you might chill with the other. You got cousins you don't see. It's like that aspect. So people just like I've realized people really just like negativity or controversy or like that's more tea to sip rather than let's drink some water that's good for your body and shit.
And then you a real one. I remember one time you said basically like if this man never does anything else for me, he's already done enough for me. And you know, I think that goes into the mind state of those people that ask questions like that. I think that they have a sense of entitlement that if someone does something for them once, that they're obligated to do it for them forever. So like for instance, I'm like I said, I ain't too cool. I'm a huge fan of your music, and to me, this is some awesome shit. So if I never speak to you again, I'd be appreciative that I have this chance, as opposed to being bitter that we don't get to do the more extensive episode when your music comes out. And I feel too many people like they looking at life, they ain't looking at that shit right. You feel me? They looking at it a way to make themselves victims.
Right, yo, listen, everybody run around with that victim card, and like at a time, yo, listen, it's not me. It's not only me. I had some strong people around me that tried to like balance out that negativity that I was getting when I was trying to do this shit my way, or the way that life was allowing me to do it. And when I was doing this independently, doing interviews, and certain questions will come up at the time, it's easy to paint a picture. I'm like, for one, for any future artists that's coming out here and you ever doing an interview, try to stay sober as well as you can. Try to stay level-headed first. Get business done first, and then if that's your peeve, then do what you do. But this is going to be written in concrete, and people going to base your statements in that as your character, who you are forever. So I like I go back to say that I had strong people around me that you would tell me like, yo, Penz, nah, that's not that's an orange. That's not orange juice. Just look at it like this. And after a while, with time, because I don't want to say I just was like that, because I was with the shit for a minute. Like I was blind for a second, because
Right.
you know, at a time, and it was like it's like people try to pin you versus your cousin or you versus your brother. Yo, like I remember I got asked a question about an artist, and I said, man, that dude is trying to get out the hood, man. I can't. That's not. I don't have no issues with him. I don't even know him like that. Like if he got an opportunity to get busy, let him get busy. And
Word.
we done. And after the fact, we done bumped into each other in the club, and it was love. It was all love. And this is a person that the narrative would have put us against each other. So, and you know, it's just like also there's a song that Killer did, right? It's called um Live My Life or Love My Life, and it had Nicole Ray in it. Shout out to Nicole Ray out there from Virginia, out there in Atlanta. But she did some joints with Killer, and one of the parts of the song he said, "That's why my niggas love. That's why my niggas love me, because I let them do them, or I want them to do them. Like, do you feel me? Like what I eat shouldn't."
Not to interrupt my man Penz, but if y'all want to hear that, Nicole Ray has a mixtape on Dat Piff that has everything she did with Rockefeller. I don't know if you know this, she was dating I think Mayhem at SAS for a while. So or it might have been Mega. So there's like 4 SAS songs. She did a bunch of shit with Dipset, at least like 7. And then I believe there's like a Memphis Bleak jump, a Freeway jump. But look up Nicole Ray, WRAY on Dat Piff. I guarantee y'all like it.
What? And not the piggyback off that, I gotta plug this in. Also look out for that Prospect Pins in Nicole Ray. It's called Glow. And yeah, she's a monster though. Singing wise, monster, monster.
I
So
agree. Hey,
yeah.
I ain't trying to get my man Just Rich Gates in trouble, but I linked up with him in Orlando for they performed at this UFC event, and he was letting me hear some of the songs that he did. Like y'all got more than one song, and
Yeah, yeah.
them shits is fire right now. Anybody listening to this, look up Show Off Gang Mixtape Volume 1. There's a Just Rich Gates and Penn song on there, but I mean it's a great song, but I heard better ones.
Okay, okay. Yeah, yeah, I get what you're saying. So let me give you some insight on that too. Rich Gates is like me and him. A lot of people don't know this. Me and him, we're born the same day, same month, and same year at the same time.
Damn.
On some Danny DeVito shit for real. Like April 26th, and the rest is history. Like that dude is my tourist brother. I done went down there to Sumter, South Carolina, and we rocked out with Slim Duncan, rest his soul, Brick Squad. And
Oh, you was down there in Merck City for that.
I
Okay.
was in Merck City.
You seen some shit.
Yeah, it is
Man,
crazy out
RIP
there,
Slim
man.
Duncan.
Yeah, man.
He was a
Shout
real
out to
one.
Rich. Yeah, shout out to Rich Gates. He had me in the trap. He had me in the dirt gang. He then came out to Overland. I give him that. He flew out here, was on stomping around in the Bronx on 183rd Prospect by the Bronx Zoo where animals attack. He was on Tremont Ave. That's my bro. He was out there. We got a lot of stuff working and shit. And we got actually we got like 4 more songs that nobody heard yet. You know what I mean? Like, cause I got them in my email right now. So
Are
yeah,
you cool with A Mafia?
hell yeah, that's the bro. That's A Mafia. He done came to the studio in my studio in the Bronx when I had it on Habermeyer, and I see him a lot. Like when I used to live on the west side of the Bronx, on like Davidson and 170, he would be out there to get his cars tuned up and shit. And that's just the bro. Like it goes without saying. Like look, quiet as it's kept. We had a situation where we were supposed to be on the double XL freshman, whatever that was. Right before they start doing that, it was gonna be Killer, A Mafia, Tom gets some Penz on the cover. Facts.
Mm, damn,
Yeah.
that would have
Off,
been
off,
that would have been
off of that,
major.
that would have been yo. That would have yo. And you know who brung that out? It was Huddy. God rest his soul. Hud Six. Big from what's it, Harlem
Oh,
World, you
oh
know?
yeah, yeah.
So
I know her six.
yeah, Hud Six used to be in the house when we was cooking up. Hud Six used to vouch for me.
Oh,
And
that's a
he
strong
would,
cosign for those that don't know.
yeah, now he told Killer, like, yo, what you doing with this kid? This nigga's the truth, yo. What's up?
Shit, shout out Young Six too.
Yeah, yeah. Young Six out there in the clubs doing it big. You know how we do, man. I ain't see you in a minute. Soon I get healthy and get right. I'm going through a little something, mess my leg up, but it's still 2 step. And I'm about to come out there. Shout out to Hut Six. I mean Young Six. That's how you know it's real, man. Like Hud was like a big brother to me, man. Like I was a fresh fish in this water. And even when things was looking a little weird with the whole set, he would always, he'd be in the Bronx on 149th and 3rd. I see him, he'd be like, yo, Penz, what's good? What's up with the music? I'm like, yo, what's up with the set? He like, nah, don't worry about that, man. Just keep working. Let's go. You know how I go. And I
Right.
didn't know how it go, but I was pump faking, like, all right, as
Yeah.
long as us, you know what I'm saying? I know as long as her is like, but yeah, man, shout out to the set, man, for real. They gave me an opportunity of a lifetime. You heard?
You know, the reason I asked you about A Mafia was when I went up New York to I interviewed a bunch of Dipset people. I interviewed Freaky Zeke and like I've been to Cali, bro, and I ain't never seen so many bloods in one place as I saw where Freaky Zeke was at. That shit was insane. But
Wow.
that's neat. I mean, it was like 5,000 motherfuckers had mountain bikes with rags on them and shit. Shit was crazy. But
Yeah.
you know, we ain't see that in DC then. After Lil Wayne started popping, all of a sudden it's a million bloods in DC. That's neither here
Yeah.
nor there though. So the only time I went to the Bronx was the interview A Mafia. He was living there. He had me meet him in front of his building. You know, not know specific where he lived.
Yeah.
And I never forget this, man. You know, I got 3 kids, right?
Yeah.
And anytime I don't feel like doing shit with my kids, you know how you be tired and they want to play or something. I
Yeah.
remember this man A Mafia came outside and he looked up in the air and saw it wasn't gonna rain, and he was so excited that he could take his daughter to the park.
Oh, wow.
And there ain't nothing more to the story, but that shit just sticks out. And every time I feel like not doing something, I remember A Mafia being so happy. And like, you know, that show how valuable. I ain't trying to get all hallmarky and shit, but you know,
Nah.
you don't ever get none of that time back. So
Yo.
that should help, you know, keeps me focused on not being being with my kids in the moment instead of letting life
Yeah. Yeah.
rob you
Yeah.
of
No.
shit you can't get back.
That's a fact, man. That first off, man, free A Mafia. Shout out to A Mafia, free A Mafia till it's backwards. And yeah, that's big bro. I watch how he moved too. He influenced me. Like I ain't gonna front, and I always seen his name before because I did Fed Time too. So when I came home, I was looking at like who's the major players and stuff. I seen like, oh, all right, that's what they doing. They making sub like parts of this, like every group was doing that. So I was like, all right, I don't know. I never heard of this dude, but his name is on every mixtape. And before I went to jail, I used to do that. Go to like Jamaica Avenue, go get mixtapes and shit. I'll get the best ofs or the verses and
Right.
shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When that was jumping, and I started seeing his name real frequent. And shout out to Unkasa, he was another one that was his name was shaking on the tapes and shit. And yeah, but so then when I got a chance to work with him on the tape on the Public Enemy, I ain't work with him, but he was on the tape with us. So I got to hear his body of work. I was like, oh, all right, son, go off. So then
Yeah.
when he go all the way off. He go off. So then when me and Rich Gates put that together for me and him to work, he came to the studio, genuine vibe, and I was like, oh, this. It felt like we knew each other forever. It was like, yo, all right, big bro, I gotta watch. All right, that's like a word. All right, you did that. All right, I'm gonna do this. Same thing with Tom Gist and shit. And the rest of the set, like I haven't worked. Me and Jr. did one thing, like a hook. Like somebody sampled his verse, put it into a hook, and he didn't have no problem with it. But we ain't never do a song together for real. Like only me and his brother, Hell Rel, we done met. It's love. It's just timing. Timing be everything.
Yeah, I mean, and things were a little shaky at that point. So you didn't quite know what was what. And then if you're talking to one person, you might upset another person, and everybody got people in their ear telling them bad shit because they only interested in using you. They're not interested in making your situation better. Because
Right.
the people to be around artists a lot of times a quote unquote team that they really ain't very teammate-ish. You know what I mean?
Right. Bro, trust me.
Shout out Karen Civil.
Yo, yeah, man. That's the politics behind stuff and shit. Like,
See, and
I'm
that holds a dude like you back. Like I can already tell. Like you too regular for some of them industry people. Like you I guarantee you had some issues off not misbehaving or nothing, but like they probably might have just assumed they were scared of you or some shit or whatever the case may be. I've seen all kinds of ignorance from so-called quote unquote industry people towards regular artists.
I've seen. Yo, listen. All right, let me give you a little quick rundown. I did the corner battles. I did the battles with Smack, DVD, and all of that before this YouTube stuff. I graduated from just going to other people's neighborhoods and everything. Then even after the Public Enemy came out, that put me on a whole higher level that I couldn't even. I didn't even know how to deal with that. Like this shit, my email was people was in my email box like nonstop, crazy.
And not to interrupt you, how long had you been home?
From that time to the Public Enemy, I was home for about I want to say like I want to say it came out 07. I want to say like a year and a half, like a year. What I was doing. I was still on probation, and
Damn, that's
I
a
was
lot to process in a year and a half, bro.
yeah, not even a year and a half. It was like for real, like 9 months. Like 9 months, I got right to it. I came out and I was trying to juggle to get a job. I was trying. They wasn't hiring me. It was my PO had pressure on me. Like if you don't get a job, you going back to jail. I was like, damn, what the fuck? What I'm gonna do? I could curse.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, all right, yo, what the fuck I'm gonna do? So I had bumped into a dude that was trying to get me to sign with Swiss Beats. And that whole thing with Alicia Keys happened with him and linking up with her. So that he was on personal time. So that ain't never transpired. Yeah. So
I
now
mean,
I'm like,
you can't. I mean, hey.
yeah, you can. Come on. Hello. So yeah, so now back to the drum board. So we like, all right, what we doing? What we doing? I'm just going to the studio like one time every 2 weeks, just listening to beats. I wasn't even really into I had a shitload of music. Like pretty much all that shit from Public Enemy was written while I was locked up. And
I mean,
so
bro, I heard some of those songs without Cameron on them.
Yo, you know what's so funny? A lot of those songs, it was just supposed to be me, and then he'll hear it and get like, yo, nah, I'm going right in. He'll go right after me, and that was pretty dope, bro. Because man, I'm not too cool, like you said, bro. I was a huge fan of hip hop, so like Ken, that was crazy to me. That was crazy.
Oh, I'm sure.
Crazy.
I'm
crazy,
sure. I mean, bro, I tried to
crazy.
make it as a rapper. I've been happy as shit if Cameron wanted to sign me and then took like 8 of my songs and put a verse on them. And then released them to the world. Hell yeah.
Come on. It don't get no. That's classic, man. So salute you, killer.
It's I mean, it ain't like it's Baby doing that. I might feel a different way if it was Baby. No disrespect, no disrespect to Baby, but his verse wouldn't have been better than mine.
Yo, you know what's crazy? It was like a lot of people were saying it's debatable about my verses with Killer verses, and I'm not. I mean, of course you want to be competitive. I was just soaking it up that I'm working with Killer. These people around me was like, Nigga, you bodied him. Nigga, you gotta have why you added 20 like that? You killed him all that. I was like, nah.
I mean,
And
I wasn't trying to get in that because I just said that shit about leading people into saying controversial shit. So
yeah,
you don't even gotta offer your opinion. This is solely my opinion. But there was
yeah,
one song I can't remember what I got it on, but I found it's on Dat Piff. I listen to everything you got on Dat Piff ever. And there's something
look,
that came out before Public Enemy. I mean, it might not have been came out on Dat Piff, but it's clearly recorded before Public Enemy, and it's got some of the same songs. And one of the Jones, I ain't gonna say which one or nothing, but they took off one of your verses and Cam put a verse on. And I must confess, I found your verse that got took off to be stronger than Cam's verse.
word is a song? Is a song that they took my verse off of?
Well,
I,
it seemed like it went from like you kind of had like a bridge hook thing going, and then
oh,
you had like an 8-bar thing, and then they took that off, and it was just Cam's. Then it was just like 3 verses and a more traditional song.
it wasn't the My Aura song.
It might be, bro. Like I ain't
Yeah. I
like I
get it.
listened to
Yeah.
When Animals Attack like 3 months ago in Public Enemy, maybe 6 months ago, but the I've been listening to you and Rich Gates, John. But man, if you called me like 3 years ago, I could have told you like that. But it'd be a lot of shit to remember.
Yeah, nah,
Especially you, bro. You got like fucking at least 10. I mean, they might be called mixtapes, but them shits is albums.
yo, bro.
What's some ones that came out like 2 or 3 years ago that got kind of them like artsy covers.
Okay, I had Laugh Now Cry Later. That was a project. I had When Animals Attack, Fit for the Grind, 2000 and Penz, Laugh Now Cry Later, um, the Lockout. I had the Killer Pins. I had Over Duty. I had I got about like 9 joints.
Did you have a jump where you changed your name?
Yeah. I had one that I changed my name to Diarson Begini.
That's the one
Uh,
I'm talking about. That was some musical shit right there.
Yo, bro, listen, that one right there, that was my baby because a lot of people I put that's a double disc CD that had 51 songs on it, and I was trying to pay homage to hip hop. Like I never seen, you know what? I'm gonna keep it so real. I never even knew that one of Biggie's albums, well, his album was a double disc. I never knew that. I don't know which one it is. I think it's Life After
Life
Death.
After Death, yeah.
Yeah. So I never knew about the double disc shit. Like I really just was a fan of hip hop. Like I never. So as I dig deep, I seen that Public Enemy. You gave that shit for free. That was an album. So I said, all right, who am I to mess tradition up? I'm gonna drop this. I'm gonna drop one too, and I'm gonna give it to for free. A lot of them songs I paid beats, studio time,
Right.
and and I just said my greater later will come. Like that's how I think. Like yo, all right, it's not about right now. It's the later. You know,
Shit. I can dig it. Did you ever press any of them shits up?
yo, my plan. Now I pressed up. Like obviously you got When Animals Attack. I pressed up When Animals Attack, 2000 and Pens, but nah, not that one, cause I'm about to press. Like right now I'm doing. Hold on, give me 1 second, cause my phone about to die. I'm gonna grab a charger so we can rock off for a couple more minutes.
It's all
That's
good.
cool, bro.
I'll talk while you gone.
All right, big bro. Hold on.
So this man Penz, after that Public Enemy, I was obsessed. Like it was like Vado and Jewels. I was like, damn, this man Cam done found another superstar. And then like I started hunting his music on that. Like I said, on Dat Piff, there's a bunch of them. There's one that got him, Tom Gist, and Cameron on the cover. This vicious as shit. Like he said, When Animals Attack, Killer
Back like cook
Penz,
crack.
the Aura Gang. I remember you had one jump
Boom,
and you had like Aura Gang with you. If,
boom.
if you can hear me yet, and
We back.
all right, you can hear me. I was talking about one mixtape where you had Aura Gang, like your group with you,
Yeah.
and there was a girl that could spit so hard. I forgot her name. What happened to her?
All right. So shout out to the whole Aura gang. Shout out to Dub, Dior Dub. That's out of Harlem. Shout out to Grand out of Middletown, or upstate. 845. Shout out to ATM Harlem. Shout out to GS. Um, and the girls. Shout out to Hershey, the Black Barbie.
Hershey. Yep.
Yeah, she's from the Bronx. And shout out to Lady Sparks from Harlem. So yeah, Hershey, she's still doing music. She's running around, and Lady Sparks, she dropped the tape. Actually, I'm working on Hershey's mixtape. She already, when I first met her, she had like 80 songs already recorded. She was on K Slay. K Slay had a show where he brung up all of the hottest girls that was supposed to be coming from the Bronx. He had Remy Martin, he had Hershey, he had this girl named Cristal, and um yeah, he was trying to show love to the girls. So I got up with Hershey after all of that, like through a mutual friend, and I was like, yo, you spit fire. I need you on the
Yeah.
tape. And she was like, "What's up?" I brought her to the studio and we did a couple of songs, man. And shit was fire. She had her own production and all that. So shout out to Hershey and she's coming out of Gun Hill Road, out of Gun Hill Project. So shout out the whole projects out there in Gun Hill. I'd have been out there. I got fam out there, street team niggas out there. And then Sparkle, Lady Spark, she's from my hood. She's from Twin Parks. She's from the light side, and she got wild family out in Harlem. She be doing shows in Binghamton with Uncle Murda and who else she mess with? She mess with Uncle Murda and Memphis Bleak and shit. So everybody ventured out. Like my man Dub, he out there. He got his own little movement called, not even little, big movement called Family Money and Music. He actually just did some shit with Dave East. It's called Notorious. They killed World Star. That shit was lit. It's called Notorious. Look for that. And he be working with Jim Jones right now. So, and the funny thing is, I plugged him into, introduced him to Cam. I was like, yo, Cam is not just me. It's Matt. Like, I'm not the stingy nigga. I don't chuck the ball. I pass.
Right.
So, and whatever you can make out of that, you make out of that. So, and I was going to also say, shout out to everybody that gave me opportunities. My man Styles P from D Block and Corey Guns from Militia. These two guys gave me an opportunity when they was fucking on fire. Corey Guns just did the 6 foot,
6'7". Yeah.
yeah, with Lil Wayne. He was on the phone. Funny, me and him, we go back. We used to battle when before Smack. Like we used to go into this park on 180th and Daly in the Bronx by the zoo. And we would just, everybody had a cipher to see who had the hottest verses. And we all knew him as that's Peter Gunn's son. But at that time, I didn't know who Peter Guns was. I knew of the group. I mean, the song. I knew the song. I didn't know who Peter Guns was. So people would try to let his name ring off of that. Oh, that's Peter Gunn's son. And he was all right, but you know,
They wouldn't say shit like he's Shaq's first artist.
yeah. He had the Mickey Mouse chain on. So all of us, we was grimy, looking dirty. He came through. He was fly. He had the chain on. He was like, "Yo, we flame him. We getting notarized." That's the young mentality that
Right.
you know. But
That's
then
like
I
that's like
think,
a hooper. You go to the best park and you beat everybody there. Now you got a rep.
yeah. So yeah, that's how it was going. So then he was right up the block from us. He was on 174th. They used to have a club over there called Club Screen, and they used to have this dude named DJ Sex Boogie. He used to have the cameras, and he used to record the whole party and then put it up on Manhattan Neighborhood Network. It was like some old school shit back in the days.
Yeah, the
And
shit with the box on it and everything, right?
yeah, like that. So
Yeah, bro. I used
so
to I used to live in Harlem. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah. Yo, what part you was in?
Um, a little bit off 140 for a minute, but like I was on like some run shit then, so I didn't come out very much. But
Yeah, yeah.
my man had a crib. He had like a rent control jump like right across from the Rucker, and
Oh,
I ain't been there in like 10 years, so I forgot the street. But like
that's
you could literally see like you could walk outside and be in the Rucker, and like I
yeah.
basically stay there in the summer
But
every year for like 6 years.
that's
But
McCoon. That's McCoon in 155th.
that's like, bro, that's like 2003, 2004. So my memory's a little, it's been a lot of
Yeah.
weed since then.
Or eighth. Yeah. It could be any, but I know it's on 55th. But yeah, what I was gonna say is so we kept the relationship, me and Guns. Like once I came out with the joint with Killer, he used to hit me up on what it was. Now we on Facebook now. So he would hit me like, yo, ask him if he could come to my birthday party. The Killer would be busy. He would be doing shit. I would tell him, but he would be busy. So now he was like on a not on a low, but his shit was like at a standstill or like because he had just did the Millie song and then leaked and they
Yeah,
put him on ice.
yeah. The
Feel me?
proverbial shelf. He on the shelf.
He on the show.
It was too
'Cause
many people on Young Money at once, man. You can't release that many people. That's why
Right.
Dipset worked, because they went to all them different labels.
Right. You putting everybody coming out of the same umbrella, like block. It's like
Well, I
you
mean,
got
that company got a promotion budget, and they got to break it to, they can't give 25 people a promotion
people,
budget every quarter.
bro. At a time, everybody was on Young Money. You had Buster, you had everybody.
Yeah.
So, but what I was trying to tell you, because I got to give him his credit. When he came out with the 6 foot joint, that shit was huge.
Yeah.
And he was in Texas with my man Young Hash. Shout out to Young Hash, big boy. And he was like, I was like, yo, Guns, I need you, bro. He was like, when I get to New York, I'm gonna come through. He came through, and we did a song called "Tell the Truth."
That's the
And
Animals Attack jump.
nah, it's not on Animals Attack. That's on.
It's on one. It's on the one, the Sin City looking cover, right?
Yeah. Facts. And yo, that shit went viral. A lot of mixtape DJs snatched it up, and I was like, damn, I was very grateful for that. And yeah,
Hey man,
that's one.
you so humble, bro. It's because your fucking bars are nasty as fuck.
Yo,
Like
stay
you
home.
you keep acting like you surprised by this shit. Like I feel like your problem is probably not enough people heard it. I feel the more I don't think somebody that likes rap can hear you and not become a fan.
Look, and I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that, man.
Especially like when if they really dive into your catalog and they see the different levels of musicality. Because like you can't you ain't just writing boom bap verses, bro. You like you got high concept songs. You got, I mean, I don't want to say singy songs, but more melodic songs sometimes. I mean, you run the gamut. You're a well-rounded artist.
Yeah, man. I tell you the thought process of all of them different outputs is that, remember when we was coming up, I gotta tell you, one of my biggest inspirations, or somebody I looked up to or motivated me, was, believe it or not, was a kid named OJ the Juice Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I liked it how he used to put out, he was consistent. And I learned that hard work beat talent if talent don't work hard.
Exactly.
So I said, let me outwork these dudes, because a lot of these people come from a different background than me. I came from 22 different foster homes. No mother, no father in my life. I came through at a group home, then in like a juvenile bed at 12 years old to 16. I came from like just, you ain't never gonna make it. You ain't never, you nothing. So I said, all right. I sat up and I just kept thinking like, yo, watch. And then I took every opportunity as like my last opportunity. My like, you know what I mean? I had an opportunity to battle Mook, and we squared off right in Harlem. And from there, I won him over. He wanted to fuck with me, like, let's do this. So, and he didn't want to battle me. He was like, yo, let's do this. So, shout out to Mook and shit. And shout out to my man Roscoe. That's his big brother from Harlem. Today's his birthday. So shout out to Roscoe and shit. But yeah, it's every opportunity that I get, I'm gonna try to flame on. And besides that, I also, like, I'm a family man. I got kids. You know what I mean? So you gotta know to differentiate them too. And sometimes, yeah, word. Like right now, when you turn this off, your kids come first, man. They love you. You know what I mean? You they superhero. You know
No doubt. No doubt, brother.
They never gonna turn on you. You feel me? It's never. As long as you daddy, they never turn on you. So, you know what I mean? And I understand how they be, not, no disrespect, because you got loyal fans too. You got loyal supporters. Then you have people that they only mess with you for how hot you are, but they don't get the process. Everything is just not like right now. I'm in writing process. I'm not like sticking my head in the dirt like an ostrich. I'm hibernating right now. I'm cooking up. I'm watching. I'm studying. So when
absorbing
I come back,
life, you gotta have something to write about.
Yeah, that's exactly how it goes. And
Or you just gonna be are you gonna be making them saying, like, it be motherfuckers that's 45 making songs about standing on the corner hustling, and like that shit just don't make no sense. Like, hey, I ain't knocking it. If you got to hustle at 45, you gotta do what you gotta do, but you shouldn't be on no fucking corner. You know what I mean?
Word. And to bring it back to one of the greatest rappers is Jay-Z, Sean Carter. Well, greatest to ever do it, like a hustler, like a well-rounded artist, or like because
the most financially successful solely off music.
Exactly.
Because Dre got the beats, but that's not. I mean, you get me.
Yeah, I get you. And one of the things with him is you can't say that you didn't see no growth and transition from the first album, mixtapes, or whatever he had from all the way to now. And that's what separates him from a lot of people, like a lot of people.
You know, the only
So
part the Bronx got the only person I feel that really didn't change much artistically, but still maintains super relevance. Because
what you gonna
Fat,
say, Joe?
yep,
I know you're gonna say Joe.
because Joe still be rapping about the same shit, but
Yeah,
it's evolved. You feel me?
yeah,
And
yeah.
then he know how to make a non-corny party record, which gotta be one of the hardest things in rap.
To
Mr. Glitter
do.
on my wrist, because it's hard as shit to make a that shit wasn't corny. You know, it's
Right,
hard as
right,
shit to make a jamming ass club song that ain't corny. Like
right, right.
hey man, oh boy, is fucking amazing.
Bro, hold on. Let me tell you this, man. Glitter was one of my favorite vibes ever in my like how that happened. I got there and Schizo opened the door and he's like, yo, Penz. He was excited. He was like, yo, Kim made me call you right now. Because all of this stuff wasn't recorded in one day. So he called me that day and was like, yo, we need you. We got a big record for you to do. It's gonna be the single. I'm like, oh shit. I hear the beat, I hear the hook. I said, oh shit, this shit crazy. And then I watched Cam record the first verse. I'm just watching him do that shit. I'm like, this nigga crazy. So
Did
I
he have
said,
a
all right,
notebook?
huh? No,
Did
no,
he,
no, no notebook, no notebook, just a black amount in his mouth. And nothing else. Just off the head with the black amount. So I was sitting there like, damn, this nigga going in. So I wrote my verse. If I can, but the kid, yeah, I wrote my verse and then I laid it. So I'm thinking, yeah, that's it. He went right back behind me and laid the third verse down and killed it. He said one of my favorite. That's one of my favorite verses right there. So just how it happened and shit. And then to hear it and on the radio, I'm in the car. I think I was going to go to get some bud or some shit, and I'm in a cab. In the cab, he playing Hot 97, and then it just comes on. I'm like, oh shit.
did you
You
tell the
know,
cabbie that was you?
yeah, I went crazy. I was bang. He had the plexiglass right there. I'm going crazy. Boop, boop, boop. Like I'm in jail, banging on my cell. I'm like, yeah. I'm here. Like that made me feel like, yo, I'm here. I don't need the double XL write up because I'm here. Like y'all can front and act like y'all don't see me or hear me. A lot of people act like that because I guess my attitude doesn't, um, my personality doesn't match how I rap. Like I look at rap as an acronym: releasing aggression positively or anger positively. You rather see me rap. That's how I feel.
Nah, I
You
can
rather
dig it.
see, you get it, and it got me here. It got me all them years. I'm all right. I'm not, I'm not. I'm all right. I evolved as a human being, like as a person and shit. So I appreciate that opportunity as rap being my stepping stone because I was facing life. I was facing 20 years, never come on out and almost got killed a lot. Like, the typical shit that happens when you come in
Me
from these
too.
environment. Yeah, I heard you, heard you. All right.
Yeah, that man,
Yeah,
that rapping shit, another thing I respect, like I don't judge people for their content. If you rap about what you know, that's fine. But I can't stand motherfuckers that don't show both sides of the shit, especially fake people. Cause like I ain't gonna say no names, but I did time and it irks the fuck out of me the thought of a fucking correctional officer listening to us tell our stories, writing that
yeah.
shit down and becoming a fucking drug kingpin rapper. But
All right,
I
we
ain't
ain't
gonna
wait, wait.
get I ain't gonna get all that. But like I can't stand when people don't show both sides of the game because that shit ain't all positive. So that's one thing I always appreciated about your music. Cause if you're gonna do this shit, in a way, it's like signing up for the army,
Right.
because it ain't just a paycheck every 2 weeks and a free place to live or whatever, like in the army. Like sometimes you gotta go to war. Sometimes they attack your base, you know, sometimes you gotta be out all night,
Wait. I gotta piggyback on this because this listeners, some like you, and I appreciate you again for giving me your platform to
Oh,
get busy and for real to touch some lives, man, because we could change lives right now. So
word.
like people signing up to do this, like you said, um, this is like combat. Like I done got my life on the line before rap, and I got my life on the line while rapping. Like you would have thought, all right, things is peaching as cream. No, if you do not treat this shit like your life depends on it, then one slip up, and like we seen it, all these like since Public Enemy came out, let's count how many artists we lost. Like me and you ain't got enough hands or fingers to do that on. So
Man, I can name 10 before 2000. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, you get what I'm saying. So
And
then that's
then the sad thing, not to keep interrupting you, bro, but you can name 20 this year. And the sad thing was, I ain't heard of mad at them cats until they died, and then come to find out they halfway decent.
you know what I mean. So yeah, man. This is real. This is the major leagues, and what I will say is like it is it's kind of messed up that people do emulate or they don't show the other side of it. And like on my Public Enemy on that tape, I keep referencing that because that's one of my biggest platforms. That is the biggest platform. And but I will say on that song, on one of them songs, I told them the song after that, acapella, I told people exactly how it was. If you listen to that again, I said something like, um, he was out there robbing Mexicans. Now he 20 out there. Something I said, task force stepping in, time to turn your weapons in, read a book, get a job. This is where the lesson is. And I'm telling y'all, like, everybody ain't gotta do this. And I want to also say, when I got over there, it was in the height of a lot of beef, a lot of turmoil, a lot of shit. Like, yo, I'm talking about within the camp and
Right.
without out the camp.
Yeah.
And I'm proving my loyalty. Like I'm getting busy. And this turns into physical real quick. And
Man, we ain't gonna say no name, but I think I know what you're talking about.
right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Is it somebody who was incarcerated and has come home?
yeah.
Yeah.
Facts of life. Facts of life. Shit was sticky. And people I had to be like, yo, this is where I'm going. And Big Bro was like, nah, uh, just because I'm in it, you ain't got to be in it. I don't want you to do that. Change that. Change that. And then later on, come to find out that my peoples that I really know personally know people in this other camp. So it would have been terrible,
Right.
very terrible. Like I'm
And
talking
now it's all love. Like
now. You see,
that's the beautiful thing. Like if you don't act hot-headed in the moment, so many things resolve. And I feel like a
right,
real man, like when you really know that you've grown and matured, is that you know when it's time to mash that motherfucking gas. And then you
yeah,
also know when it's time to step back and wait for shit to calm down.
right. Hold on, I gotta shout everybody out. I really do because this is a opportunity of a lifetime, and I gotta. This is my piece, and I didn't expect us to go this long, but I'm saying that the vibe, the aura is lit, bro. So, and I appreciate you again.
You too,
Um,
man.
yeah, man. I want to say like shout out to 40 Cal, man, for real. And
Yeah.
shout out to, the
What he's
situation
going
that
through. Yeah.
yeah, man, that's, yo, man, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't even imagine,
I ain't from, bro. I've been praying for 40 cal a lot.
hell
I mean,
yeah,
I
man.
keep seeing how he get them Facebook memories, and that shit is sad.
That should get me mad, man. Like for real, like, especially, I'm gonna tell you a story real quick, man. This is, and he can attend to this or identify with this or whatever. I'm just lost for words because that shit is, I wouldn't wish that on nobody. That shit is like, yo, what, where, what? Like, and it's like your hands is bound, like, nah. But
Yeah.
when I got over there and they put me on the tape, I got a song with him, and
Yeah,
we
I know.
didn't we didn't we didn't do that together. Like Killer's a genius. I came in the house and the song was already done. Cam had his verse on it, and 40 had his verse on it too. So I heard 40, I heard Killer. I said, oh, and they giving me the last verse? These niggas is bugging. I'm
That
going up. I willy the bike, so I wrote some crazy shit, whatever, and I played it. Now later on, I heard like through the grapevine, I was like, yo, and Killer, he told me, he was like, yo, bro, I hope you ready. Because this shit is like a dysfunctional family. Like now you got brothers that you never even met. And they never even met you. And everybody wants, like, I ain't gonna say like everybody is like, say if there's only one light, only one person can get under the light. So it's like first, it's just and also it's just a way of how you introduce people. We never met, and now we got like, so you can't expect him to embrace the situation with open arms, and it wasn't like that. It was like, yo, who the fuck is this nigga? Who is this Penz dude? Are you Penz? Yo, Penz, come here. You Penz? Who is this Penz? So it was like, yo, it was a joke for a little while. Like, yo, you better watch out. Don't go down 40th and bump into 40. I was like, funny, whatever. You know what I mean? I used to live on 40th too, on 40th and 7th, 23,
Just out of
94.
curiosity, you do you know Loon?
We never met. We never met. We
You
never
could
met. We
if you was when you was ducking 40, you could have had Loon with you. Nah,
nah,
I'm just fucking around, man.
nah.
Ain't nothing even really happened, man. That shit
Nah,
was a
it's
tussle at best.
man, listen, that's like a hug, man. That's it from the hood, that's like a hug. Like,
Oh yeah,
you stepped in
I'm
my
sure they done
sneakers.
dapped it out like 20 times since then.
Shit. Yo,
Especially, as a
listen,
matter of fact, shout out Loon coming home. Thank
yeah,
God, it's
fact.
good to see a good man coming back.
We don't wish none of that shit on nobody, man.
Oh
But
yeah,
yeah,
I don't be doing that stirring up controversy shit. I hate that shit, bro. I don't know if you remember the first beef joint, but that dude DJ Vlad, and I might got the order wrong, but he go up to Chameleonaire and he say something about Paul Wall said this, and then he go to Paul Wall and he said Chameleonaire said this, and that shit ended up in real life with Chameleonaire's brother getting jumped so bad he was in critical care in the ICU, and like I just feel that shit is so fucking foul.
yo, bro,
So I don't be
listen.
trying to do none of that shit, but some of that shit do be funny.
Yeah, man. It's only funny till it happens. So you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
for real.
yeah.
Like we don't
But
that's why I like your energy. You say, yo, look, man, we not, you know what I mean? Because it's about hip hop. There's so much other shit to talk about. Like, and but it's also good to hear some of these some type of, because you don't know who's listening, and everybody want to pick up a mic and think they could just, I'm gonna pick up a mic and just, it's that easy. Nah, or that's how it was for me. Like it wasn't, you know what I mean? I just, why my energy like this? Because it's if you really want to know the type of time that it's been, you just gotta listen to the music. You will hear the energy. That energy, there's a reason why that energy is like that. It's because of where I walk, where I've been. And I know that what is overstood ain't gotta be mentioned. Nigga, you feel me? So
plus, I mean, aura gang, like you don't even gotta explain that shit, bro. Like you're if you're in tune with your aura is gonna be better.
right,
And people can say this woo woo talk, but there's definitely an aura. It might be a Christianity religious feel. I mean, whatever the fuck it is,
yeah,
power, Islam, whatever, Buddhism, karma, whatever.
right,
But there's an aura, and
yeah.
you know when it's like your health. If you tend to your health is gonna be better. If you tend to your aura is gonna be better.
Right, right. That's a fact, and that's what I was trying to bring to the industry. I said, all right, yo, these dudes is going hard with the swag. The swag is like you could buy swag. I could just put on some earrings, put on this that, and I'm swaggy. Or I'm the new thing is I'm dripping. I'm drippy.
Right.
But these are things that, all right, we already know what aura is. Aura is never gonna change. It's always
Word.
gonna be your aura, your chakra, your aura. It's never changing. Swag, you could break it down to be this, that. I don't know. You could, from what I heard, it meant something else. It means some. So I was like, all right, and shout out to everybody that was doing aura before me. Like shout out to my Queensbridge dudes out there. I mean Tragedy Gaddafi, he was doing it. He was doing
Intelligent
aura.
hoodlum, yeah.
Yeah, Intelligent Harlem. If you're familiar, then you already know. He been saying get your aura up in my aura. He got that from shout out to Ching Bing, Thugged Out Thursdays, um, Drink Champs, Nori, Capone, the Queensbridge. Like there's always been a bridge between Queens and the Bronx, even though the bridge is over. You feel me from back then, but niggas tried to build the bridge back up. So between the two boroughs, I gotta be very careful what I say because people take your words and spin them. And
Word.
yeah, and also Styles and Jada, they've been on dropping aura. I think the Woo was dropping aura, but my neighborhood was nicknamed Auraland. Feel me? Auraland, like the way we talk, the way everybody has a little like how certain people will have the way of their hood. That was us. Everything was aura. I can't really break the aura down over here. You have to listen to the music of people that was doing the aura, and you'll understand it because it's that's just not what we do. We ain't gonna break it down. You gotta or come through. Like you're more than welcome. Whoever come through the third, one of the third prospect, and get a vibe, get some aura, and yeah. So from there, it just it just branched off. You got Rich Gates. He went down there, Overland. I was in the Fez with my man T Dad, Young Aura from Queensbridge. Now the Queensbridge Aura. Shout out to Mike D too. We ain't got no shade, bro. Like everybody that's oralizing the whole aura. Shout out to my man Leader from KAR. Shout out to Pistol Pete. Also, before that when you asked me that when I first came out, I was fucking with Pete. So shout out to Pete, KLO Rats.
Damn, bro. That means you. I mean, I already knew you was solid, but that means you super solid.
Yeah, they showed that that's my
Man,
that's
man,
man.
those who know, that's a name
So
right
wait,
there.
so now listen. If you listen to Public Enemy number one, part two, this too, where I'm on, there's a reason why Killer shouts him out. If you listen, he says, now let's get into some Bronx shit. Shout out to my man Pistol Pete. You feel me? Because
Yeah.
before I was there. And just to do the right thing, yo, Pete, good looking. Cause I asked Pete, yo, Pete, I'm out to fuck with Ken. He gave me opportunity. How you feel about it? You think I should do it? He was like, go ahead, do that. That's good for you. So shout out to Pete for that. He didn't block or nothing. He was like, go ahead, do your thing. And it's still all love. Like, of course, there's a little, you got to iron shit out, but, it got ironed out.
Hey, I got one more Bronx question for you. I'm pretty sure you did a song with my son before.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Shout out to my song.
Hey,
It's called,
what went through? Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
God. Now I'm listening, big bro. I was just going to tell you the name of it. It was called My Aura.
Yeah. I knew I heard on one of them Jones. Like I said, it's been a couple years because like with your music, I keep coming back to the other
When,
named album and Public Enemy, and
oh,
and
when
and
animals
and, and,
attack.
and nah, the one you said with the different artist name
Different artist name.
with 51 songs.
Oh yeah. That's called the listening party. It's called
Yeah.
the listening party, and it says Prospect Penz presents. No, it says Prospect Penz, the listening party, starring Diorson Degini. And the
When I put
track,
that on iTunes, it don't say Penz, but I
it's
know
on
what it is.
iTunes. It's on
No,
iTunes.
when I put it in my iTunes.
I get what you mean. It don't say Penz. It says the other
Yeah,
name.
yeah.
Wow. All right.
It must have been how whoever tagged it, the
Yeah, they
engineer.
tagged it. My man, Miguel Castro. That's the bro, man. That's the overlord. Shout
But
out to the overlord. Yeah,
I listen to them much more than the other ones recently because like I'm always like if I can go back and all of them good, right?
yeah,
But if there's 10 good things and 2 great things, I'm more inclined to pick up the great things. You know what I mean?
right. Yeah, no, that body of work. I kid you. Hold on, let me see. I look. There's a hidden tape that I know you didn't get to get because I didn't promote it heavily. It's called Over Duty, and it was on iTunes. So and it was only up for a year. So when I come back out, I'm dropping that. I'm gonna promote the one that you talking about, the listening party with the funny cover on it. I'm gonna promote the When Animals Attack 2, and then I'm gonna promote the joint with me and Tom Gist. And maybe me and Just Rich Gates to do something. So
I
yeah,
mean,
but
he told me he wanted to.
yeah, no, yo, nah, it's not even a maybe, cause it's timing with him. Like sometimes he's rap like that nigga's a boss. He's doing a lot of boss shit. He got a
Yeah.
whole squad underneath him, and he got projects. He got due dates. So it's like I done slept at his house, his mom's house. I think he slept at my house too, at my aunt's house. But yeah, I know his little brother. That's family. Like, and we got a tape. We gonna call it the Double Dragon, and or the we got something coming heavy because we talk all the time.
Nah, don't call it Double Dragon. You know, Yuck Mouth put out a album with Drag on called Double Dragon.
That's gangster. I gotta check that out. I didn't know that, and I like Yuck Mouth,
Oh, I
and
love Yuck Mouth.
I
I don't know.
definitely
You
love.
probably can't tell, but over me, that's 2 autographed pictures of Yuck Mouth and Mel Matrix.
Oh, get out of here! You got those autographs? Yeah. Now you got a good shrine right there. Your shit. From when I seen the joint with Tom Gist when he did the joint with you, I was very impressed. Like you remind me on these are pit stops that I would love to make. Tim Westwood, there's another brother from California. I forgot his name, but he doing it big. He does stuff like and your backdrop is like raw, retro, hip hop. Like you got that vibe. Like so if you ever want to upgrade it, still keep that somewhere. Don't mess that up, man.
Oh, believe me, I won't, brother. Some of this shit I've
Yeah.
had 20, 30 years.
You see, you know how much look, it's not even how much it's worth. It's just how much you gonna get off it. It's just how much is it worth, the value of it.
Well, see that this gold Biggie Funko, right? that shit worth like $300, but only if you keep it in the box. So the fact I opened it ain't worth shit. But I don't care about that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Facts, man. And I'm gonna give you another thing. When you, man, I can't give you that one. That one, I'm gonna hold that. I'm gonna hold that to another time. But yeah, though, let me ask you a question, man.
Sure.
Who would you give it to? I mean, like, give it to like the throne if you had to, between Biggie and Tupac.
Tupac, it's not even a question.
It's not even a question. It's not.
Yeah. Nah, because Tupac can make you feel a wider range of emotion than Biggie. He has a stronger body of work. I mean, Biggie definitely got him on the lyrics and the storytelling. Biggie got better beats, but I mean, when Tupac did his the little Big L Ron G freestyle, you know, he proved he can get on some boom bap shit just as much as the next man. And then
Right.
just a throne, like to be a throne is where a king sits, and a king don't just get there by doing royal shit. It's about how he attends to his kingdom, right? And Tupac, man, I don't want to be using the wrong words, but us Tupac fans were loyal subjects. You know, he tended to all of our needs. You know,
Yeah.
Biggie just made music. Not. That's gonna sound wrong. Biggie made a lot of music that it make you feel fly when you getting ready to go to the club or listen to in the car, and or like some serious gangster shit. But I feel like
Yeah.
Tupac just had more range. But then maybe
Yeah.
Biggie would have if he had lived longer. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. It's just debatable, but I mean, everybody has a great opinion. I choose to side with you with that one. Like, maybe Pop. I mean, Biggie ain't having enough time to get to that point, or like to. Yeah. Pac definitely been doing music longer than him, and his work ethic is probably different, and it was different because obviously he has more music out, and but yeah, that doesn't take anything from Biggie. Biggie
Not
is,
at all. I mean, shit, to be real with you, Life After Death, maybe he might got the best album out of the two.
yeah, yeah.
Maybe. I mean, that it comes down really all eyes on me versus Life After Death, and Life After Death's hard to argue with.
Yeah, but that all lies on me. Oh
Yeah,
shit.
yeah. And really, to me, you know what I've noticed? I noticed that
Right.
like cats like us that been to the pen and was out there in the streets more tend to gravitate towards Tupac, and people
Yeah,
that was a little more well off in life tend to gravitate towards
Biggie.
Biggie.
Yeah.
Outside of New York, I'm sure in New York, street dudes love Biggie, but
Yo, nah, I can't.
growing up in DC, like the suburb, like I lived in PG County, like where Kevin Durant lived, like right,
Yeah.
like I could throw a rock and it'd be in DC, and
Wow.
but I lived in Maryland, and I noticed like the deeper you got into Maryland, people it was the richest black suburb in America. Prince George's County, Tantalian was his neighborhood that like Donnie Simpson and Riddick Bowe lived in, and them
Yeah,
motherfuckers went to my school, and they definitely like Biggie more than Tupac.
that's what's up. That's
But then like
crazy,
you know
man.
where I lived was like all the projects and shit, and I mean I did live in houses, but all the projects was like right around us, and
Yeah,
motherfuckers around there like Tupac way better.
yeah. I was on Biggie time early first until I met this dude. Shout out to my man Jill Face. Jill Face Jits. I named him that. His name is Jits, and then I named him Jill Face. So because he it just like he represented that. That's it. Jill Face. And he broke it down to just apply integrity, live free, avoiding correction eternally, or either way. You feel me? So, but he was on Tupac time hard. Yo, listen, I'm telling you. And the only thing I listened to was Keep Your Head Up, Dear Mama, just the hits, the typical hits. Until one day I had a lot of time on my hand, and I was like, let me just go back into the greats because I was putting out projects, and I was like, I'm putting out projects off of my experience alone. But I want to know, I want to be a well-rounded student too. Because you can't once you too hard to, or you gave up on being teachable, it's like, so I studied and I heard some songs from this dude Pop that it just surprised me. Like, this nigga's crazy. So
Yeah,
shout out to
me against the world is so underrated. The shit he be saying on that one,
yeah. He got he got
the
he
outlaw shit.
Yeah. What else, man? He got some shit called To My Little Homies. He got some shit called oh, when I heard I like this type of beats. Your man Premier and DJ Quick. They make those with the hooks be like samples. They take like one verse, one word from you, take one word from me, put it, scratch it,
Yeah,
and that's
I
the
called
hook.
them shits Primo Scratches, the Premier Jones. I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
Primo. But I thought he was the only one that did that till I heard Quick do that too off the Tupac joint called Heart of Men.
Man, bro, I was looking the name of it up. I was about to say the best Tupac song I ever heard him lyrically was on Hearts of Men. The second verse
Yo,
on that shit
that
is
second verse.
phenomenal.
Oh my God. I put that second verse, the type of energy. If he would say that in the face of somebody, yo, he caught me by surprise because I'm listening to it the beginning and I'm like, oh, I like it already. His intro was impeccable. Then he
Right.
gets then he gets to it, and he starts spinning. I'm like, oh, I, and then I hear the hook, and I hear that. I don't know what instrument that is. It's like it got the horns. I think it was I don't know, a saxophone or some shit. Yeah, it was a saxophone. And then I hear that second verse. That shit gave me goosebumps. And then he gave me a third verse. I was like, yo, this is my favorite song forever, bro. This is it.
Damn,
So
bro. No one else has ever said agree with me on that. I felt that way since the second I heard it.
bro, it's so real. I had the remix. I remixed it too. It's about to be on the When Animals Attack too.
Oh
I
shit, I
went
can't
right
wait.
to
I can't fucking wait to hear that.
yo, I went crazy. I don't even toot my horn, but niggas ain't fucking with me. Like for real. Like I was in the studio with somebody, with a whole group of people. They had their own session. I didn't know them from a whole little wall. And the engineer was like, yo, you gotta wait until they finish. So I'm like, all right, you know. And at this time, I've been on the low. Like I don't even be too. I'm like, yo, listen, got the hoodie on and I ain't tooting my horn. They asking me when I got there, yo, do you rap? I'm like, nah, not really. And they're
Yeah.
like, oh, all right, you know what I mean, real like that. Then the session is over. So I'm like, all right, let's go. They put that shit on, that instrumental, and they like, yo, what's that? I'm like, nah, that's Tupac. They like, oh, I ain't never hear that. I'm like, all right, well, you about to hear me on it. And then I just wowed on it. I just did one verse because I tried to emulate his flow on the first verse. And I thought it was gonna be easy. Hell no, that boy Pop Pen is crazy. Like I've remixed this other people's flows. His flow is so. I compared that song Hardeman to anything that Eminem ever put out. Eminem, Big L, Cannabis, Black Thought. Like there's a lot of thought into his deliveries. It's just so all over the place.
But he makes it so like in a way though, I think he better in some of those names you mentioned because he makes it in a way that is it's deep and makes you think, but you can also understand it. So, it's like some of those artists you just named, you gotta have a goddamn dictionary with you. And I ain't trying to be pretentious and shit, but I got a large fucking vocabulary. I got
Right.
780 on my verbals on SAT. And
Man.
I mean, this shit ain't doing me much good in life, but at least it's a little bragging point, I guess. But I be like, I ain't even say none of the names. Well, definitely Cannabis first album. I be hearing that shit like, what the fuck? Like, wasn't no internet, nothing. I was in college. The one little semester I was in college, man, I'd have to go to the library to figure out what the fuck he was talking about sometimes. Because I don't know why I'm weird. That shit would bother me.
Yeah. But see, that's a different time. Remember back then it was like you don't have to have a punchline. You had to be like the punchline was that you said some words that you didn't know. So this is a sneaky thing that a lot of niggas be doing. They go get that ramen dictionary. There's a chick named Sue Young. She wrote these books. I don't know how I don't even like I had it like one time when I was young. I was like, yo, this is a cheat. Yo, you could just take the freaking book and just be like rat, cat, all the way down. Then they had the 3-syllable words. Then they had 5-syllable words. So now I'm like, you could just rap that whole shit like that. So it was like, all
Man, that's
right,
like
man.
knowing how to dress with Jordan. Like, bro, I stopped wearing Jordans, not because I stopped liking them, but because they all be red, white, and black, right?
Yeah.
And how fucking hard is it to match some shit to some red, white, and black shit?
Yeah.
I mean, to me, that's like the rhyming dictionary of how you be saying dripping and shit.
Of drip, yeah.
Like anybody can do that shit.
Yeah. Facts. I'm gonna tell you, look, that's why I like Styles over Jada. Jada rhymes is like this. Even though he's top 5 dead or alive, I'll give him that. Like for certain generations, you can't really like it's too many different generations for one person to just say they run everything because every generation influenced the next generation. It's like that. So Styles, he's unorthodox. Like Jada was set up like jab, 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 punchline, jab. Styles will go punchline, jab, punchline, punchline, punch. Like the last word, the last bar won't match. And Pac was on that time too. Like as long as the message was there, the energy was there, and the vibe, he's giving you that, and it's the truth. He's giving it to you like that. Like it was just, it's just like they should like, man, I should run a class for hip hop, man, for real.
Word, bro. I totally agree with you about the Styles and Jada thing. Like, yeah, maybe Jada might be able to come up with a better line or a better feature, but like Styles' first solo album, that's just 5 mics to me.
Bro, he didn't get the promotion. You know, I think it was.
Well, I think it was because that Pharaoh Monch song, which ended up being on his album too, was originally on a Raucous album.
Wait, what song you talking about?
The My Life.
Oh yeah, all right, yeah.
And that was the first single, and then the I Get High had to be.
Wait. Now, because I lost you, but you talking about that joint? That shit was fire. That My Life Is All I Have. That shit. So it was that was on the other guy's album.
It was either on the other guy's album or a Raucous collection. I can't remember, but it was on both their shits. And I think there was some confusion. And then the second single was you know, the I Get High shit, but you know, they can't say I Get High, so it's like the Good Life. And it was like the first Shine song. If you saw the video on MTV, the whole thing's blanked out.
But what was the name of the song?
I Get High.
Song.
Oh, no, the very first Shine song. With Barrington Levi. You don't remember?
Oh yeah.
Man, that motherfucking video was fucking bleeped out like shit.
Oh, the bleeped out, yeah. So you can't really promote it. It's not getting the light.
Like I remember there was a verse where on that Shine jump where he only said like 2 lines because everything was like
blurred out,
blasting faggots like Andrew Cunanan. Oh, that shit.
Yeah. Yo, that shit crazy. But I tell you, all right, let me tell you, like when I work, all right, growing up, if I had to pick, because remember it was D Block, G Unit, and
Dipset.
And Dipset, yeah, they was the power. Terror Squad, but not like them niggas.
Yeah, not with the mixtapes and shit.
Hell no. These dudes had it. So no disrespect to, because Big Pun is one of my favorite rappers.
Me too.
Like the joint he did with Ashanti, that shit was crazy. When he had the animated video when he's riding through the projects on a lift like a car and all that. Yeah, that was dope. And it was a lot of stuff. Like that was one of my favorite.
The song with Black Thought. Super lyrical.
Yeah, lyrical. Yeah. And what's that shit called? Johnny Blaze in the damn thing. Yeah. All of those. Man, listen. So, but at that time, my go-to was Dipset. I mean, D Block, and then Dipset, and then G Unit, like that. Jada, Styles, those was, and Chic. I was on their time, and J Hood. Shout out to J Hood. And but then, so when I got to work with Styles, it was like. Somebody put that record together for us. And then I met up with him. We got to meet 2 times. I actually introduced Rich Gates to Styles.
Oh, that's what's up.
Styles was in South Carolina. And he had a book signing. And I was like, I seen it. I was like, oh shit, come on, Gates, let's go. I'm gonna introduce you to him. So now they working, they gonna get something together and shit. So salute to them. And then and so I was gonna fuck with him too. Actually, I took that platform to work with Styles to clear that whole bullshit up between me and Killer. Like people was trying to put that bad dope in the air. Like the other artist, this artist, that artist. Like so, I just if you listen to my verse, I just was like, yo, the song is called "Don't Forget the Times." Like it's all love, man. Just don't forget the times. Like let's keep it moving and shit. And that was and then I got it with Styles in Harlem, and I asked him like, yo. You want to let's work. And he was like, at that time he's focused on the book. So he had The Incredibles. I think that's the name of the book. If you fuck with reading and all that, that's a good read.
I get it. I definitely fuck with reading.
Yeah, man. So yeah, man. That's how shit is. I also want to give a shout out to Young B from Harlem. I think her name is Bianca Bonnie now. She did the love and hip hop stuff. We got a song called Drinking Henny. And at the time I was pushing that as a single, but she was too young to promote the Hennessy and shit. So it didn't go as well as I wanted it to go. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, shit. Every success is 10,000 mistakes, right?
Right. Yo, I like that. What you said, every success step is 10,000 mistakes. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely want to check back in with you when you start releasing some music, bro. I super appreciate your time. But before we get out of here, where's the best place people can find you? I'm gonna put this on Dirty Glove Bastard too, and I'm gonna have all these songs and all these mixtapes. So anybody who hears this, go check out Dirty Glove Bastard, and you can find all this music in one place.
Yo, listen, man, this is Prospect Penz checking out. And I want to give a big shout out to Dirty Glove Bastards for giving me a platform, pardon so, platform to get it in, get it in, get it in. If you want to get in tune with the aura, come check me out on thatpiff.com. Go check me out on live mixtapes. Go check me out on iTunes. Go check me out on SoundCloud. Just type in Prospect Penz or Prada Penz or Double Nine Aura. You feel me? That's
No
how we
doubt.
doing it.
Yes, sir. Hey, take it light and have a good night. And stay on real quick. I want to ask you something. All right, this is Mark Walter
Gotcha.
Ward, Super Facts Show, Super Facts Network.